after all, regardless of the fact that he is 26 years old and is a grown man, he still has lost his mother and his brother in a horrible way. And now his father's on trial for double murder. But I would have considered really grilling him on the stand. I mean, he and his father issued the reward. It was their idea. His name is on the reward. What do you mean you don't know why? There's a shelf date. There's an expiration date. I mean, a shelf life, an expiration date. Why? I mean, it's your reward. Why did it end magically at the stroke of midnight at the end of September? They could have really grilled him on that and a whole lot more. But would it have been the right thing to do, Joshua Ritter?
No, you're right. I mean, if he were anybody else that hadn't lost his mother and brother and now, perhaps is losing his father to prison for the rest of his life, you could have seen that they would have had a lot of opportunity to really go after him for a point like that in particular. But I think the prosecution realized they had to take this kind of soft-handed approach because of the person that you're dealing with. In fact, he opened up his cross by saying, "I'm sorry about the loss of your mother and brother," and made a point of kind of having this really human interaction with him, of introducing himself and saying, I'm going to just ask you a few questions here. So you could tell that their tactic from the very beginning was they're going to ask the tough questions, but they're going to do it in a very soft-handed manner.
Okay. Joshua Ritter, let me just throw it out what I think I would have done in that situation. Much what the state did. I go easy on Buster Murdaugh because I feel bad for him. He's lost his mother and his brother, and his dad's on trial for double murder. He's lost everything that matters, and that's his family. However, I think I would argue it to the jury in the end. You saw Buster. Didn't your heart go out to him? Now, let's analyze what he said about the expiration date on that reward. He didn't do that. That was his father's money, his father's idea, his father's release. He didn't know why there was an expiration date. But Alex Murdaugh knew, because he didn't want anybody to come forward with the truth, that he is, in fact, a double killer. Think about it. I think that's what I would do with that. I would save it for closing arguments.
Yeah, 100%. And really, the more you talk about it, Nancy, you brought this up, it's a missed opportunity by the defense that they didn't bring it up themselves on direct. Why didn't they realize that was a weak point that needed to be addressed? Here you have a person testifying who can essentially testify as a mouthpiece for his father and go, hey, by the way, you guys put an expiration date on this. What was the reason for that? And it would have completely deflated this moment for the prosecution on cross. Missed opportunity that was exploited by the prosecution.